Gentlemen, I am really excited to talk to you two. Marshall Wood, Gray Sargent from the Gray Sargent Trio. How you doing today?
Very good.
Very good.
Awesome, awesome. And I hear you're coming to the Side Door Jazz Club here in beautiful, bucolic Old Lyme, Connecticut,
We are October 4th. Really
October.
looking forward to it.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good. And you are, as I said, bringing a trio. There's one member that is not on the call here today. Who else is in the trio?
Let's see, myself, Marshall Wood playing bass, and we have Paul Francis playing drums.
Okay.
And it's the same trio that when we played there the last time, had a really fun night.
Yeah, that really
Yeah.
was.
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit about Paul and um, the trio itself.
Well, let's see, we haven't done many gigs at all as a
Yeah.
trio. Marshall and I have played together for decades. Played together for a long time before
Yeah.
both of us were with Tony Bennett. But I think we've really only played a couple of gigs with Paul, maybe a little jam session when we met him
Hmm.
out on tour. He was with Lady Gaga when we did a tour with Tony.
Yep.
Uh, and then we've maybe just done these couple of gigs. We played at the Side Door, and then I'm blanking on the name of the other. I'm sure Marshall remember it. We just played another really nice club down there in Connecticut.
Willimantic, but I
Yeah,
can't think of
Right,
I
right,
can't.
right. The one that
Yeah.
I referred you to that my friend Chris books. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. I haven't been there yet. I got to get my butt down there and support Chris. But
yeah,
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 good. So
and-
that club was nice and a good vibe as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good, good. I
yeah.
had expected nothing else from Chris, you know.
Yeah, it was really nice with a packed house, and that was also a really fun night. Both
Yeah.
times with Paul. Yeah,
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah. And I was going to say too, Marshall might know. I think he might know even more about Paul's background. I mean, I don't know a lot. I think he played with maybe the Tommy Dorsey band with Buddy Morrow
Oh wow.
leading it. And he lives in New York now, so he teaches and freelances a lot.
Right,
Uh,
right.
But I think Marshall might know about other people he's played
We
with.
don't need to go into it too deep. I just wanted,
Yeah,
since he wasn't here, I wanted him to be represented
yeah,
fairly.
yeah.
And that's great. I mean, I think his bona fides are all right if Lady Gaga hired him and Tony Bennett. He'll pass the test.
No, he plays great. He really does.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
does.
Yeah, no, before you hopped on the call, Marshall, Gray and I were just chatting. I didn't think that you guys had much of a sound check to speak of at the first side door gig, which was your first gig with Paul, and you guys fell in so beautifully. I mean, I expect all the years that you and Gray have worked together that you have that connection, but I mean, Paul Francis just locked in on you guys so beautifully and so effortlessly. And, especially as the other part of the rhythm section, can you tell me what that's like to have that kind of a drummer working with you?
Sure. I guess the best way to put it is it's ideal because now you're just thinking about the music. You're not thinking
Right.
about, okay, well, what am I going to do to get, to lock in better because it's locked in.
Mm.
And, he has the same sort of time feel that I think I have, which is to try to be moving forward all the
That's a
time.
really great way to put it. I thought I felt that internally, but the way you expressed that there, I agree.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
helps if you like the guy, although it's not, I guess it's not
Mm,
100% necessary, but I really like Paul. And
Yeah.
I know Gray does too.
mhm,
He's a great individual.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I assume almost anything you put on the set list, he was like, "Yep, we got that.
Yeah.
We got that."
Yeah.
And I know we've talked before, Gray, that you're pretty spontaneous with your set list, aren't you? The night of the gig, you're like, "What do you say, guys? How about this one, that one?" Or you'll call something off the set list. Um,
Yeah, yeah, I will be. Now, in a club like that or a concert, you have to have at least like a skeleton
sure.
thing. I have to have a few tunes. You don't want to get caught. And I've had that happen many times, get up there. Geez, I don't know. What do you want to play now? You know, and
Hmm.
then you think of all of them on the way home, you know. So
Yeah.
you have to have at least a few. But then I also know that I don't really want the whole thing. Like if it's going to be 9 songs, I don't want to make up a list 1 through 9. Okay, oh, I got to play this one, number 5 now, I
Right,
just
right,
I just might not feel like playing a couple of those songs. And playing with Tony or playing with somebody who has a set thing for the concert, that's different.
right.
Obviously he's got that set list and you're going one to another. And you still want to have it happen like that where you're going smoothly and you don't have these long pauses figuring out what to do. But I don't want to be like tied down to the thing because then one tune might make me think of another, or even something somebody said earlier. Like
Yep.
we'll kick in something. Oh no, yeah, I'd like to play that, and
Hmm.
so. And these guys too. I mean, Marsh. These guys are so great that you get to know, who you can trust and who you can't.
Right.
And I know Marshall knows all these songs and ears, and Paul the same thing. Before we went on, we were talking about it. He not only plays great, but he knows like the history of the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen to thousands of hours of music records and CDs, and
Hmm.
so that's where that comes from. That experience. They go, oh, that's what this is, and they know what to do.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I was looking back at the first gig 2 years ago at the side door, and the whole night was great. There was one moment that I actually really liked because I knew BB King well and
Hmm.
enjoyed his company, his music, and almost every night he did "You Are My Sunshine." And I think that when you called "You Are My Sunshine," that audience thought you were putting them on initially, and then you did the most beautiful version, although. I thought that you could have added one round, go around more where we had a sing along like BB King did.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to do a sing along version, at least one little bit where you ask everybody to sing along, just like BB.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great tune. That's one of the first songs I learned.
And well, it's in the public domain and it's
Yeah.
been around forever, but it is. I mean, like, and it's not as if you were singing it in a bare or playing it in a bare bones way. I mean, the way that you played it was just gorgeous, you
Yeah.
know?
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't have to pay anybody if it's in the public domain. We like that too.
Mhm. I was going. I was going to ask you that because I saw the BB King thing. He was like my idol in high school, and
Yep.
I got to. I think I might have told you once. I got to sit in with him when I was about 16.
Oh,
At
you
the,
told me that you went to see him. I didn't
yeah,
know you
well,
were that
me and
in.
like 11 other kids. It was
Right
like
on.
a line of kids too, and I wish I could have a photo too of the look on the guys in the band's face.
Like,
uh,
whoa.
yeah, 11 or 12 kids lined up to come up and sit in. But then we got to play with him. I got to record with him with Tony
Yeah,
and
yeah.
uh, and
Well, this
talk to
this
him.
book
Yeah.
is dynamite. You actually would like this book. This is Charlie Sawyer's posthumous BB King book.
Wow.
In the 70s, he wrote the official biography of BB King,
Hmm.
had unfettered access, and Charlie Sawyer is a Boston resident. And for the first book, he went on tour with BB infinitely, and he's got and this is his famous photo of BB, this kind of side stage thing, which
Oh
we've
yeah.
all seen before, right? We've all seen that picture. That's right up there with like a Lee Tanner photo. It's iconic.
Hmm.
The so everybody's got their connection to BB. I think if we're in this American
Hmm.
music,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
puts a smile on our face.
Oh yeah. I
But
saw him many times. Boy, I got to see him a lot in a little club here too, Lenny's on the Turnpike,
yeah,
and then a lot of concerts and yeah, many times. He was a beautiful guy too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just I just heard a great interview, a long interview with him on Sirius Radio.
Hmm.
Oh,
Really good.
wow.
Yeah, really good.
And I think Jay Giles told me he went to GBH. GBH Studios used to have live performances. And
Yeah.
actually, the Jay Giles band also played in the GBH Studios. But Jay, uh, in his younger years, went to see BB at GBH Studios. I remember him
Hmm.
telling me one night, and of course, everybody in blues and jazz had graced that studio, which was just so iconic.
Mhm.
Boston was very lucky to have GBH when it still played blues and jazz.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. And the great. Oh, there was. We were talking about it a while ago. There was so much music on. Ron De La Casa was on all during the day,
Yeah. Oh,
and
was he
yeah.
really all
Oh
day?
yeah. Well, he was before that. Maybe early mid 70s. He was
Okay.
on for hours at night. Maybe
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours.
Oh, I do remember that for
And he'd have people on come after their gig, for
sure.
a long time. Then for years he was on like noon to 5 or something during the day.
Wow.
And there was a great blues show, May Kramer.
Well, Holly Harrison, I would fill in for May when she'd go
Yeah,
on.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great show. Jeez.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that was long too, like 4 or 5 hours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a 4 or 5 hour show.
Yeah.
It's that's a big signal that reaches all over New England, that
Yeah.
signal
Yeah.
Yep.
pattern, which is important to get that information and music out. So,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
mean,
There's not much now on the radio.
the real,
Oh,
I don't bother with the radio. I have to have XM radio.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know what I'd do without the Sirius XM
Yeah.
or
Yep.
my own stuff. I have a USB that goes into the car and
Hmm.
you know, can get my own stuff and listen to you guys or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so Marshall, I interviewed Gray last time he came to the side door with you guys, but I'd love to, defer to you first and tell me a little bit about how you came up and got into this musical thing and eventually joined with Gray.
okay. Well, I like so many people my age. It started in February of 1964 when the Beatles appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show,
Hmm.
and that excited me so in so many ways. And then shortly thereafter, I discovered that I had a cousin by marriage who was a guitar player, and his name was Bill Rogers. And just the idea of him dropping out of school, high school, and going and joining Jack McDuff just thrilled me. I mean, it supercharged me. And so I eventually asked Bill uh, at a family gathering if there was an instrument he thought I would be able to play that would be easy, and he just looked at me like, "What?" And then I was nice of him. He said, "Well, I don't know, maybe the electric bass." So I went to our local music store, got money out of my paper route, and bought a Fender bass.
Hmm.
And then as I just continued on, I was telling my mom and everybody I was going to go to law school. This is a joke. I mean, I had no aptitude for that, but so eventually I just announced that no, I was going to try to be a musician. And my grandmother, who was absolutely terrific, born in 1904, suggested that if I wanted to do that, I should get a good education in music. And she paid for me to come to Boston and go to Berkeley, which was
God
great.
bless Grandma.
Yeah. And in those days when I went to Berkeley, it was a small school. You eventually knew everybody, and your teachers would hire you to play gigs with them at night. So the
Hmm.
idea of getting up for art history in the morning faded pretty quick. Getting up at 7 or 8 in the morning to
Right,
go to
those 8 o'clock
art
classes.
history, yeah, it's just it's not going to happen. So very early on, I got a job at a place which had my now wife of 38 years singing at it on Cape Cod, and it was probably a little before that. I met Gray at a jam session at a man named Joel Press's house,
Hmm.
and that was a long time ago. I think 1980 or 81, and it's been by far and away my most favorite thing to do is to play with Gray. I mean, I've
Cool.
had lots of wonderful opportunities, but there's something great when you've played with somebody that long. There's just a connection musically and personally, and I've learned a ton about music through Gray.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
you're almost like Greg Allman now because Greg almost went to dental school. You almost
Yeah.
went to law
Okay.
school,
Yeah. Right. Right.
and the music just pulled you back in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so you and I have talked about our love of the Allman Brothers.
Sure.
Your favorite Allman Brothers bassist. Go.
Well, Barry Oakley, hands
Yeah,
down. But Alan Woody was really great,
Woody was amazing.
yeah, he really was. O'Teal sounded great with him.
Yep.
I think I never heard. I like that guy Goldflies Rook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and
You
I
wouldn't,
have to say, go ahead.
yeah, no, you wouldn't stand any of them up at dawn and shoot any of them, right? I mean,
There you
they're all
go.
good.
There you go. Yeah.
I loved Woody. I mean, obviously, I'm too young to have seen Barry Oakley,
Me
but
too.
certainly I saw Barry Oakley Jr. many times, and I'm so grateful for the Allman Betts guys and
Yeah.
everything. But we'll have to go out and see those guys sometime, Marshall. I promise
Sure.
we'll get it together.
Okay.
So you started out obviously loving rock music though. And when you connected with Gray, was he more playing rock or was he already falling into jazz or where were you guys musically?
Well, okay. Ray can answer that about himself, but I it wasn't. I did like rock. I mean, my sister gave me some Jimi Hendrix record and a Led Zeppelin record, but I moved quickly away from that actually because I was fascinated with Chicago blues
Nice.
and all the Kings,
Yep.
BB, Albert, Freddie, and I made a study of that. I was like a blues scholar type guy. And but my mom had been transfixed with Billie Holiday as a child, so I we had some jazz records at home. We had a couple of later Benny Goodman records, one with Zoot,
Yep.
and my mom told stories about going to hear Billie Holiday. So I always loved jazz from a pretty young age. I didn't probably understand it very well when I was young, but
Right. Right.
yeah. And then with my cousin being a jazz musician. Now, to answer your question, no, I think that Gray, he really should answer, but he was the guy you will hear on October 4th. He was that guy when I met him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did you have that Beatles moment or Dylan Goes Electric? A lot of people had their Gray, or was were you automatically like in a household that had, jazz playing?
Oh yeah. Well, we had a lot of jazz, but I also started uh with I never really consciously thought that it was from like the Beatles a bit, but it was like later that year and everybody was taking up guitar.
Yeah, yeah,
So I started playing guitar like late 64. And yeah, and that's what I was playing. The first band, I was in a band the next year, so I was like 12, and we were playing not a lot, but a few Beatles tunes, but we were playing more Ventures,
yeah,
you know, and Luai Luai,
yeah.
and
Well,
yeah,
with the
uh,
surf rock, Dick Dale was from Quincy.
oh, I know, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, we
I
did.
knew Dick well. Dick was at a year,
Wow,
my
huh,
mom at Quincy High School, and she didn't even know that he became Dick Dale. I'm like, Mom,
huh,
do you know Dick Dale? No. I said, did you know the Mansour family? Oh yeah, I know the Mansour. We knew Dickie Mansour. He was a year ahead of me at Quincy High. And the
wow,
South Shore accent came out
hmm, yeah. No, it was real. It kind of the same start, and that was So I was 12, and that was short. That was like a couple of years, and then the same thing, like right about the beginning of high school, got really into blues,
Yep,
BB King, and then I don't know if that show was already on, but there were stations playing a lot of stuff.
yep,
And started to get records, and Chess did all these reissues, so started to get like Little Walter
nice.
and older, like early BB King records, like on
Mhm.
Kent Records, yeah, and Albert King and Muddy Waters, and then also Chips. I mean, I had been hearing a lot around the house, but really from the start of high school, also listening to a lot of jazz. I
Yep.
had my brother who's gone now. He's 2 years older, and he was
Okay.
a real jazz fan. And he was that much older, so he had a lot of records already,
Yep.
and he got and my mother had a lot of records too. I mean, it was really great. We had all kinds of stuff in the house. She'd have like a classical record on, and the next thing would be Count Basie, and then Tony, and then Joe Stafford, and then uh, Edith Piaf, singing French tunes. Yeah, then my father would have Marty Robbins on gunfighter ballads.
Oh,
And yeah, so it was great, and she had a lot of jazz stuff, Errol Garner, and
not to mention, if you turned on the TV, you
oh
had,
yeah,
Yeah,
variety shows that
oh
had
yeah,
for
oh
you'd
sure.
yeah,
have Ella and you'd have,
oh yeah,
Satchmo and you'd have like the greats of the day on there. And even, Frank Sinatra pulled on, guests
oh
on
yeah, and
to TV.
they all had swinging big bands right in the
Yeah,
beginning.
Yeah, man.
You know?
I
So
mean, you
yeah,
just
it
don't
was
have that opportunity to
no,
have the family hour of TV now. It's all
no,
just
no.
debased crap.
yeah,
And if young people had that opportunity to see that kind of material again,
You'd have a lot more people into it. That's right, but
yeah,
you
they
really
don't
would.
hear it. And Marshall and I used to do a lot of school concerts. It's funny, he mentioned this guy Joel Press,
Yeah.
where he met me at a jam session, and Joel, we played about 3 or 4 years worth of early morning school concerts for a government program, which I'm sure has been cut now,
Right.
for young audiences, and they'd send like a mime around, a storyteller, a dance group, and
Uh-huh.
we were the jazz group, and we did like a short history of jazz, like a Dixieland tune and a blues tune, and kind of talk about how the blues went into rock and roll, and then a bossa nova, and we used to see it. You'd play play in a high school, and you still. Those kids get to hear it. You'd have a few kids come up. Hey, that was great.
yeah,
But most of them making fun of it or whatever. And then the lower the age got, when you played like for kindergarten kids or first grade or second grade, the entire class is like stomping their feet,
Right.
clapping, singing along.
Kids
And
are musically like inclined naturally.
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's how could they, and when it's played right, how could they not? It's like
Yeah.
swinging the beat, and they're hearing nice melodies. So it shows you how many people, that's what happened in the swing era.
Yeah.
People were hearing beautiful melodies, and it was swing, and it was the popular music on the radio,
Yeah.
and people knew these melodies. They were hearing them, and it shows you how many you'd get into it. And now you get up into junior high and high school, and they've been indoctrinated. And
Right. Right.
yeah,
Fortunately, I still think that they have what Dr. Billy Taylor started, some of the free concerts that go on around New York City, and
yeah,
uh, you
oh
know,
yeah, and they used to have the Jazzmobile.
yeah, I still
right.
think they do that. I think they occasionally do that.
Mm,
But it was funny. I snuck into the Kennedy Center one afternoon for sound check to hook up with Bucky Pizzarelli, who I knew, who was playing with Dr. Taylor that day, and
mm.
Bucky went back to the Watergate for a nap, and I just just Dr. Taylor was in there, and he sat me down backstage for a snack and to visit for like an hour, and
Beautiful.
that's how I met him, and
Mm,
just a beautiful guy,
Yeah,
yeah,
totally
seems
nice.
like he was. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but what he did to deliver that music with the Jazzmobile did such a service to so many people,
yeah,
hmm
and it still goes on. The Jazz Foundation of America continues on a lot of what he started. He
yeah,
founded that,
hmm
and that's worth saying. But so we only have a little bit left. I think about 6 or 7 minutes left on my free Zoom thing. Otherwise, we'll have to log in again.
hmm
Um, so what can we expect from the gig on October 4th at the Side Door Jazz Club from you guys as far as musically, tunes? Um, what do you have in store for us?
The exact same tunes that we played last time.
Oh,
No, I'm
awesome.
kidding. I'd never be able to remember what they were anyway.
I can
But
send you the video if you'd like.
yeah, yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah. No, no, I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be, I never know what it's going to be, but I know these guys are going to play great. And it's
But
going
it's
to
going to be
be,
swinging, it's going to be
yeah,
melodic, it's going to be what you guys
that's,
do,
yeah,
right?
that's what I do. I mean, I'm kind of, for lack of a better thing, I don't know if I call myself more old fashioned as I've gotten older, but that's what it is. I like
If it
playing
doesn't swing and
beautiful
it doesn't have
melodies.
melody,
Yep,
forget
that's
about it.
right. Yeah, if it doesn't swing, I like to swing, and I like beautiful melodies. I like to play blues
Yeah,
and ballads and nice songs, and you know.
that's fantastic. And while we have a little time left, Marshall, your wife, we kind of alluded to it, helped connect you guys and also you guys to Tony Bennett.
Hmm.
Tell that story there, Marshall.
Yeah, in a nutshell, way back in the 90s, Donna, my wife Donna Byrne, was invited to a surprise birthday party for Tony's then girlfriend, who was his wife,
Yeah,
became his wife, Susan Benedetto. And it was at that party that Donna met Tony, and he really enjoyed her singing, and he started to come around and hear her playing. Of course, Gray was in Donna's group then,
yeah,
and so that's how that happened. He came to hear us at various places, and we were in New York, I think, either at the Blue Note or the Tavern on the Green, and he approached Gray about joining. So it's really a great story to tell, but it was through Donna, and they remained friends right up until Tony's death.
hmm
And Susan and Donna are great friends. They've just continued their friendship.
right,
Yeah.
right. No, and I remember when I booked you guys, Tony was still with us 2 years ago,
Mm,
and then
yeah.
he had just passed right
Yeah.
before the gig. So the 2 year anniversary has got to be coming up here because we're playing the side door again right around the same time of the year,
Yeah.
right after Labor Day. So, uh, that's it's kind of a drag. It just dawned on me. But uh, but yeah, I do remember that uh, Donna was going to New York to support Tony's wife there, and
Yeah.
didn't come to
Yeah.
the gig last time. That's really sweet of her, and
Yeah.
it's good that you
Yeah.
guys support her.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she'll be coming this time, and if we'd love to have her sing too, if
oh
if she
yeah.
feels like coming up and singing a couple.
Oh,
Uh, uh,
beautiful.
After talking to Donna, I don't think we could stop her. You better tell the sound man put up a vocal mic.
Well, she opened up a couple times for Tony. He loved the way she sang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Oh, she's fantastic.
yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
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 Well, this is exciting to see you guys again. I enjoy visiting with you guys and we could talk all day, but we're gonna get cut off here in 2 minutes on our Zoom call. That's because I'm too cheap to upgrade to have unlimited time.
Makes two of us.
And not cheap, I'm frugal, a
There
frugal
you go.
Marshall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you October 4th in town. Give me a holler when you're getting close. I'll try to come down to the club early and help you guys with whatever you need, and should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Awesome. You
Thank,
take care,
thank you,
guys.
Jim.
All
Yeah.
right.
Looking forward to seeing you.
All
All right.
right. All right. Get here safe.
All
Marshall,
right.
I'll see
Thanks.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.